I'm hoping the Jaguars can win on Monday night for a lot of reasons. But one thing I can guarantee you is you're going to get the full Jaguars experience, whether it ends in a win or a loss.
You are Locked On Jaguars, your daily Jacksonville Jaguars podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
It is, in fact, your team every day here on Locked On Jaguars. We thank you for making us your first listen. I'm Tony Wiggins, and shout out to the everydayers who join us each and every day because they know you can get this podcast wherever you watch or listen. And guess what? We will be right there. This episode is brought to you by Mazda. Like our players, we sweat every detail. That's right, because when you make every move count, pulling off the unexpected is only the beginning. Stay tuned later for highlights in this week's Move the Game Forward. Mazda, move and be moved. And thank you for listening to Locked On NFL and Locked On Jaguars. Reminder that you can follow our show and hear new episodes ad-free daily on Amazon Music. So please go check that out. We got Monday Night Football, y'all, here in Duval. That's right, Duval. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to give you the quick rundown of what we got going on. What they must avoid, and we'll talk about that as we end the show. How the Jags can win, right smack in the middle. We'll start giving you the details on how they can come out victorious. But right now, at the very top, we'll talk about a huge opportunity on a big stage. Yeah, man, it's a big chance for the Jaguars to give everybody the full Jacksonville Jaguars experience. That's some good with a little bit of bad in between, and we hope it ends up with some good. 3 times this year, you've gotten that, right? And they won. 1 time this year, you got it, and then they lost because, well, the bad kind of won out to the good. They were 1 call away from being 4-0. You're gonna get it, and that's what it is. I don't think they're gonna blow out Kansas City because, well, that very rarely happens. Maybe it happened in the Super Bowl once or twice here recently. I ain't trying to throw shade because the Jaguars haven't been there, but I'm just being honest with you. It's very rare to see a team like Kansas City just get skull drugged and dragged across the field. Although if it happens, I ain't going to complain one bit about it. In fact, it's going to be absolute euphoria when I come on here for a post-game show tonight, as well as on the episode tomorrow if something like that happens, because I'm going full, y'all don't know what y'all have let out of the bag. You should have stopped poking the bear when he was down. Y'all been kicking the Jags around all of this time, and now you're going to have to change up the way that you feel. I'm going to feel that way if they win a close game on a walk-off field goal, because that would mean to me that this team sees the moment. It is about the now. It is not about the past. It is not about all of the monkeys that we're trying to get off our back. It is not about the narrative that so many national people have about the Jacksonville Jaguars. It is about seizing the moment. And I believe good teams figure out exactly how to do that. The last thing you want to do if you're a Jaguars player is wake up tomorrow knowing that it was right in your grasp and you let it get away because of self-inflicted wounds. And those are some of the things that we've been trying to get this team to get rid of or alleviate this year, the self-inflicted wounds. They've had enough really, really good plays to be 4-0. They've just done some things in those games. Even in the 3 games that they won, they've done some things that made it a little bit too close for comfort. They totally dominated the 49ers, had 3 turnovers to 0, but yet still the 49ers had the ball with a chance to go down and try to win the game late. The Jaguars have to figure out a way to make sure that things like that don't happen, because they're not playing against Brock Purdy. They're playing against Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid and Travis Kelce and people that know how to win. If you give people that know how to win any hope, they're going to take it. And that's exactly what they're going to do. So I hope the Jags can put it all together and get this game won. Now, when I say the full Jaguar experience, for people that don't know what that is it is looking like they're good enough to play in the Super Bowl for 2 quarters, trying to figure it out for another quarter, and then having another quarter where they just look awful. And sometimes, most of the time to me, that awful quarter comes in the third quarter. And that is what they have to get away from and they have to avoid. Now, this isn't something that was left over from the previous regime. The Jaguars have turned their roster over at an alarming rate, especially they're like one of the only top 10 teams that have a very, very high turnover that have a winning record this year. Usually that comes with, teams having to learn the system and get. So we got to give the Jaguars credit for being, and shout out to Joe Marino too from Locked On Bills that sent me that. In fact, I can actually go find it real quick where I can tell you what that full experience is. And I think that's how I responded to him when we talked about it. He says the message that he had online was that every team in the top 10, how many players on active rosters are playing drafted by that club, right? So every team in the top 10 has a GM that's been in place at least 2018, except the Jaguars, who in year one of James Gladstone. So they're one of the teams, the top 10 teams for playing players that were drafted by that team that are doing well. Case in point, Travis Etienne, Devin Lloyd, all of those guys. They have more players drafted by this club that are incumbents that are in the top 10 right now of dudes that are actually contributing. It's Devin Lloyd, it's Travis Etienne. It's something that I wrote about. I said it's the incumbents. Never mind you the fact that they have a whole bunch of new players. They've actually had some of their older players step up. Trayvon Walker, will he come out and play with their club on tonight? He's another player. The full experience, though, is them showing how good they can be and then them showing how bad they can be, all within like probably a 30-minute span. That ceiling and that floor, that won't work against Kansas City tonight. So I'm hoping that they can put forth a very, very, very clean game so that what people can start doing is being honest when they give assessments of this team. I want Trevor Lawrence to play well enough to back people off. And that means not making those one or two boneheaded mistakes to keep these people from talking about what he is and what he isn't. Hopefully what people will be talking about is the fact that the Jaguars are a 4-1 football team. I ain't talking about playing good and then losing at the very end so people can say we're better, we're improved. I ain't worried about no moral victories. I'm talking about real victories. And I'm getting ready to tell you exactly how they can win this game, what they must do. I'm going to tell you right now, man, I know they're talking about a little rain outside and they say it's going to stop by the time the game starts. Little rain ain't going to stop them Duvalians. The rain ain't going to stop them people from tailgating my people. The rain ain't going to stop from this being an absolute monster environment here tonight for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think everybody's wearing teal. I think your boy's going to wear his new black Locked On polo, but no, this is going to be a test, man. This is the one. This is the best team that they're going to play this year, and that team has gotten hot and gotten some people back. Even though I don't know if Xavier Worthy's going to play, but I'm going to tell you exactly here in segment 2 how the Jaguars can be victorious, and we'll do it in just a second. All right, today's show sponsored by Square. Hey, listen, man, this episode is brought to you by Square. Your favorite neighborhood spots run on Square. There are certain businesses that make the neighborhood the neighborhood. These are the places that become an extension of home, whether it's the sports bar dedicated to your team's fan base, the spot with the best wings in town for game day, or that beloved local chain that's been rooted in your community for years. These businesses are what bring people together. When neighborhood businesses thrive, the whole neighborhood thrives as well. Got a dog, man, I'm telling you, there is a pet place in your neighborhood that loves your pets just like you do, and they take Square, and they'll process your payment, and you won't have one problem. Your favorite wing joint right down the street from me here on Yellow Bluff Road, and right next to them, my favorite taco place too, right here in Jacksonville. You can look that up for yourself and find out where Square is, because it's a proud partner of more than 4 million neighborhood businesses around the world. You can go to square.com/go/LockedOnNFL to learn more. But before you do, go support your favorite neighborhood spot. You'll be happy you did. Square, see you in the neighborhood. Also today, We're sponsored by our friends over at Mazda, making those dope vehicles, man. I'm telling you, it's all about moving the game forward. And for those who believe it's not just about playing the game, it's about redefining it. Those moments, man, that do more than put points on the board, they move crowds, move culture, and keep moving the game forward. This week's moment that moved the game forward is by my man Kool-Aid McKinstry. Not only did he get his first and his second interception to help New Orleans beat the New York Giants, but it restored hope in the franchise. And that is what it's all about. It's about confidence that you can get from Mazda also. When you make the moves that moves you, the unexpected is only the beginning. And just like there's more to every highlight, there's more to a Mazda vehicle. Mazda, move and be moved. All right, segment 2 here on Locked On Jaguars on a Monday. It's the Monday Night Monday. The Jacksonville Jaguars are all set to host the Kansas City Chiefs in prime time here in Duval, in what is expected to be a building-shaking experience from the Jacksonville Jaguars fan base. I think they're going to let loose, man, and have a really, really good game. I can talk about that, but I can also break it down specifically and tell you how I think they're going to win. Stop the run, first and foremost. Don't let Kansas City have anything cheap. And that includes the scrambling quarterback. Devin Lloyd and the crew are going to have to be really, really busy. Dewey, Wingard, a lot of those players that do good on that second and a half, third level, like the intermediate area in between the secondary and the linebackers. Got to be wary of him, man, taking off and running the football. There ain't nothing that can kick you off more than seeing that dude get away from pressure, run, fake like he's going to slide, pump fake. He'll pump fake even when he's past the line of scrimmage just to freeze people and then run out of bounds and get extra yards. It can be infuriating and frustrating when that is allowed. And I think you have to keep him almost something that Trayvon is really, really good at because of the way that they play at the University of Georgia is that we're going to make sure you don't get out and scramble. Even if it means not rushing to get to you and running beyond your armpits and giving you these lanes. Patrick's different. Patrick is one that can actually go out on the outside too and still keep his eyes downfield and run the football. I think they have to find a way to do what they've done all year. Defensively, they have to turn the ball over. Turn the ball over, play a little bit of keep away, not for the sake of playing keep away in and of itself, but play a little keep away while you matriculate the ball downfield. That doesn't mean I don't think that I want some chunk plays and some big plays. But I would really love the Jaguars to first down the Chiefs to death. Get you 13, 14 first downs in the first half. Keep that ball, end up with points, touchdowns over field goals, but take the field goals if you have to. Go into halftime and come out with that same thing. Now, they're going to make a run because this is what they do. They're going to make adjustments and they're going to figure it out offensively. That means that not only defensively do you have to do a good job, offensively you have to do a good job. If we flip that around a little bit, they have to not turn the ball over. They have to not make it easy for the Chiefs. They have to not give the Chiefs a chance to flip field position if you're going to try to play the way that I want them to play, especially if the surface is wet. It's just going to come down to who can block who the best. And right now, I think the Jaguars' offensive line, and I know people are going to, this is something that we haven't said. If you look at both lines of scrimmage in this game, I think the Jaguars' offensive line has an advantage over the Chiefs' offensive line, believe it or not. I absolutely do. Even though from guard to guard, they're very good. I just think that the tackles are a question. Not Josh Simmons as much, the rookie, but, Jawan Taylor has not played extremely well since he's gotten to Kansas City. Even though they've been to 2 straight Super Bowls when he's been there, I think he can be exploited a little bit. But also the fact that there is a rookie. Josh Simmons is a rookie playing, and he's an athletic rookie, but he is a rookie. So they're also still getting used to the new left guard that they got since they don't have Joe Thuney anymore. I think the Jaguars have a little bit of an advantage because their guys are playing at a super, super high level. And the Chiefs' defensive line, albeit with Chris Jones, have not played up to the standard that they are used to. They got a lot of new moving parts on their defensive line. The Jaguars are top 2 team in rushing in the National Football League, and they're doing that because their guys aren't getting hit as soon as they get the ball. So don't let Leo Chenal be a silent game wrecker, because to me, that's what he is. He's a silent game wrecker. Playing lights out this year, much like Devin Lloyd is playing out lights out for the Jacksonville Jaguars. You can't let him be that silent game wrecker. You really, really have to. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go back and watch the Chiefs and the Ravens and how he was sitting there spying on Lamar Jackson and wasn't letting Lamar Jackson get away from him. He can be an absolute really, really good player. Drops. When we talk about things that they must avoid, getting behind the sticks and drops. In fact, I'm going to hold off on that, and I'm going to give it to you here in segment number 2 in just a second on Locked On Jaguars. All right, today's show is sponsored and brought to you by our friends over at FanDuel. The NFL season is here, and we're through week 5, and FanDuel has an offer you don't want to miss. Right now, new customers can bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. That's right. Pick a bet, put down $5, and if it hits, you'll unlock $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. Man, my Jaguars play tonight. That's right. Take them. That's what I do. I'm telling you right now, I think the Jaguars are going to upset the Chiefs. But if they give you some points, you can go ahead and take those too, because the Jaguars happen to play a lot of close games. So what are you waiting for? Visit FanDuel.com to download the FanDuel app today and get yourself started. $5 bet turns into $350 in bonus bets if you win. All right, getting to it here. Third and final segment on Locked On Jaguars. What do the Jaguars need to avoid? Mistakes, costly penalties, pre-snap penalties, delay of game, illegal shifts, procedures. The Chiefs aren't the type of team you want to get by. Well, no team is really the type of team you want to get behind the sticks with. But the Chiefs are really not the kind of team you want to get behind the sticks with if you're the Jacksonville Jaguars tonight. And plus, it crushes your own momentum, and it kind of kills the crowd, and it kind of puts everybody on edge. And then it makes the next play call have to be something that is more than what it should have been, right? Of course, you want all the plays to work. I think Dyami Brown is going to play. Dyami, he's off the injury report, at least to the way he was. That gives them a chance that they can now play Travis Hunter a little bit more on defense, because it gives them another body, another fast body who can get in and out of his routes, along with, of course, Brian Thomas Jr., who's playing better, and Parker Washington. Speaking of BTJ, I hope the drops are a thing of the past and it's gone. Because once you get a reputation of a dude that can't hold on to the ball, the opposing defense usually treats you like a guy, even if it's not true. If that's the perception, they're going to treat you like a guy who can't hold on to the ball. And so he's going to have to deal with that until it's not a thing anymore. It's almost like if a guy is known for not being physical, well, then people start roughing him up. Even if it's not true, he's just going to get the worst of it each and every week, because the perception is that's what he's not physical. And some of Brian's, you can tell the way when these guys tackle him and make contact with him, some of them probably believe that he doesn't just have the drops, that he has the drops because of contact. And people putting videos together talking about hospital balls and all of this stuff is one of those things that takes on a life of its own, whether it's true or not. So hopefully that doesn't rear its ugly head. No personal fouls on defense is another thing. Cam Little in the kicking game, along with, and I'm going to put Logan Cook in this too. I need them to put their best foot forward, no pun intended, and get back to being the really good players that we think that they are. I hope, if Liam Cohen says he has all the confidence in the world in Cam Little, I'm one of those people that will take him at his word and believe what he says. But hopefully for me, Cam Little will be back to the Cam Little we believe can hit 50 yards, because we know the Chiefs have a guy who can hit those 50 yarders. And don't be too excited, man. Enjoy the moment, stay in the moment, but don't get too into the moment where you lose your football character and start trying to do too much, and because those things can really come back to really, really bite you. This is a chance for Liam Cohen and Anthony Campanile. I know people in the Jaguar fan base say Coach Camp needs to slow down. Coach Camp is showing people how good he is, man. And we're going to lose him after 1 year. You know what? When's the last time a Jaguars coach got hired to go anywhere? If you lose Coach Campanile after 1 year, that means this year must be going pretty well and you're doing something right. But I don't think y'all need to worry about that. I think you need to just look at what it is right now. Take the same advice that I'm giving the Jaguars. Stay present and in the moment. Embrace it, enjoy it. Look this moment right into the eye. Be prepared to go out. You ain't got nothing to prove. Leave that to me and the fans to get online and tell everybody how good or how great the Jaguars are and talk smack to people. I just want the players to go out and handle the business that players have to handle and not feel like they have to peacock or show up or, okay, we're on a national stage. We're going to show everybody who we are and what we are. When I say embrace the moment and stay present in it, that's not really what I mean. I mean, all of your training, remember your film study, all of the things that the coaches and staff has talked about, has hinted at, make it all come into fruition on that field tonight. It's a big opportunity for the city. It's a big opportunity for the Jacksonville Jaguars organization. And I'm really, really looking forward to it. I actually think they're going to win the game. I think they're going to win it, but like I said, you're going to get the full Monty, man. You're going to get all of the experiences that make all of us look at the Jaguars like, okay, 1 minute they're this, 1 minute they're that. I just know at the end of it, I want to walk out of that stadium to a bunch of happy people. We'll see if we can get that done. But some individual players, I'll let you know right now, some guys I'm looking forward to individually. I expect Jordan Lewis to do what Jordan Lewis does because they're going to have to tackle really, really well. Whether or not Xavier Worthy plays or not, Hollywood Brown, Juju Smith-Schuster with his ability to sit in zones and find places and areas to sit down. This is a dangerous group of people, man. And you can't keep giving them a whole bunch of yards after wherever they catch the ball at, that's where the contact comes, and wherever the contact comes, that's where they have to stop. So that goes to Tyson Campbell as well. All of the other safeties, the linebackers, I ain't worried about the linebackers. The linebackers been hitting everything that moves, but that's where you're going to get the opportunities. When you hit them suddenly and don't give them a chance to really adjust to the fact that the contact is coming after they catch the ball, that's when you get a chance to get the ball on the ground. So those things have to happen. We mentioned the kicking game as well. I want to see who else steps up offensively. Is this going to be the Travis Hunter touchdown night? I think I predicted this before, but I'm going to predict it again. This is the night that you see Travis Hunter get into the end zone. Just to see who makes plays, man. I need to see who makes plays. I need Travis Etienne to continue to do the things that he's doing, Bayshaw Tootin, all of those dudes, man, on offense. They're going to have to know where Chris Jones is at all times. This is going to be Robert Hainsey. This is going to be his game where, okay, we need you today. You played well so far this year, but we absolutely need you today. Anton Harrison, who was a little banged up last week, I think he'll do a good job, but he's going to hand his George Karlaftis is something to be reckoned with. By the way, that's another dude that I wasn't in on during the draft, but it turns out he's a pretty good player also. And then on the other side, man, you just have to hold it down if you walk a little and give Trevor Lawrence his time. That means we bring me to Trevor Lawrence, the man of the hour. I think Trevor's going to be fine. Don't get caught up in this is you versus Mahomes. Dude has 3 championships and a few MVPs. This ain't about one-on-one right now. This is all about Trevor Lawrence showing who he is at this point in this stage of his career and letting people see the full experience. I want them to see the good part of the full Trevor Lawrence experience. I don't want the bad part of the experience to come out. But even if it does, it'll be all right if they win the game. But and Liam Cohen, it's another chance for him to go out and show what him and his staff are all about. And even though James Gladstone isn't on the field, this will be something that we'll measure him by too, because the Chiefs, somebody said they need to fire the Chiefs GM. Then I start running down the people, including Chris Jones, including Trent McDuffie, that weren't first-round picks, including Leo Chenal, right? Including the Creed Humphrey, the center, and Trey Smith. And I can go on and on about the dudes that they have on their team that weren't first-round picks Travis Kelce wasn't a first round pick. So you get to the point where you at least 3 of those dudes, I know for a fact 2 of them, maybe Trent McDuffie has a chance to get to Canton first ballot. Creed Humphrey probably does too. You don't get first multiple guys that have a shot at being first ballot Hall of Famers. We know the quarterback's going. It's just like, come on, man. They have not missed in the draft like people are sitting there talking about. Maybe the last couple of years when they're just trying to fill in and people haven't adjusted and adapted and they haven't had the Rashee Rice ain't even playing, and he's a good receiver who was also another dude that they took in the second, I think day 2 of the NFL draft. So don't go tooting your horn too quick saying that these dudes ain't good at drafting, because they are. Because I want them at full strength. I don't want people to say, well, they're slipping and this needs to happen. And no, I want y'all to understand that these are the Kansas City Chiefs that everybody sits here and talks about referees are cheating. And these are the Kansas City Chiefs that have been to 5 or 6 Super Bowls. These are the same front office people. And I want James Gladstone, after 1 year, to be able to run his team out there and be proud of the product that he put on the field without having folks sitting there talking about, oh, well, they ain't the same Kansas City Chiefs. Don't start that foolishness when the Jaguars go out here and upset them tonight and all of a sudden start talking about, well, yeah, the Chiefs are slipping and it ain't the same. It's what I went through with Alabama, Florida State. You know, Florida State has lost to 2 ranked teams since they beat Alabama. The game still counts. You still have to win the game. Nothing is a fluke in football. You think having 40 car accidents, play after play after play after play, allows for flukage? It doesn't. If you win the game, you won the game, and you were the best guy on that day. And that's what I think the Jaguars are going to hold up and do tonight. All right, it's Tony Wiggins here with Locked On Jaguars. You guys make sure you check in on Locked On NFL in the morning, twice a day. Tyler Rowland and I, he's the madman in the morning, and I'm sliding through here in the barbershop, man, and I'll give it to you like you can't get it nowhere else. Make sure you follow Locked On NFL wherever you get your podcast. And I'll have, as soon as I can get home, I will have a post-game show for you. Good luck tonight. Travel safe to the game. We don't take your presence here for granted. We appreciate you on Locked On Jaguars. Enjoy the game. Take care. Go Jags.